Have you ever reached the airport completely confident, only to be stopped at security over a small detail you had no idea was a violation? The confusion is more common than ever because TSA updates its screening rules frequently, and 2025 comes with some new policies that travelers are still not aware of. One unexpected item, one packaging mistake, or one wrong assumption is enough to delay you, lose your belongings, or force you to repack at the checkpoint with everyone staring impatiently behind you. The good news is that a little clarity before flying turns security from a stressful obstacle into a smooth pass through the gate. These updated TSA rules remove the guesswork and help you move like a pro traveler instead of a confused passenger caught in regulation loops. 1. The updated electronic screening rule. Electronic devices are still the most misunderstood category at airport checkpoints because people assume they only need to remove laptops. TSA now applies a broader rule that includes tablets, e-readers, gaming consoles, drones, and even large power banks. Anything thicker than a standard smartphone is likely to be screened separately, and the machine calibration in 2025 is more sensitive than previous years. That means piling electronics on top of each other inside a bag causes reskins, delays, and officer intervention. You do not want the officer digging through your belongings while travelers behind you are watching. Place each major electronic item in its own tray, and avoid wrapping devices in jackets or cases during the scan. The rule also tightens how batteries are managed. Power banks must stay in carry-on luggage, never checked luggage, and some international routes require visible watt-hour labeling. Organize your electronics pouch deliberately before you arrive at the checkpoint so you can unload it quickly with no friction. 2. The refined liquid rule with medication exception. The 3.4-ounce liquid rule still exists, but 2025 clarifies distinctions between liquids, gels, aerosols, creams, and pastes. Many travelers assume the rule only applies to bottled drinks and toiletries, but items like jams, lotions, mascaras, and whipped cosmetic products also fall under the same measurement. Additional confusion surrounds medical liquids. Liquid medication, baby formula, breast milk, and nutritional supplements are exempt, but you must remove them from your bag and declare them before screening. TSA will not confiscate them, but agents may test or visually inspect the container to verify consistency. Using a transparent pouch speeds the process. One more overlooked change is the allowance of frozen liquids. A bottle of water that is completely frozen solid is technically allowed, but if staff see melt or slush, it is treated like a liquid and removed. This technicality matters during layovers. If you leave a cold region for a warm terminal, your frozen bottle might become non-compliant before you reach the next checkpoint. Pack with awareness and you will not lose time or hydration plans. 3. Food items are allowed but must be separated on request. Food is the surprising category, where travelers make the most unintentional mistakes. TSA currently allows snacks, sandwiches, fruit, baked goods, and dry packaged food items in carry-on bags. The problem begins when food is layered or mixed with electronics or densely packed materials. Screening machines cannot clearly see through mixed textures, which triggers manual bag checks. If an agent asks you to separate food, always comply quickly. Keep it at the top of your bag or in a side compartment for quick removal. Liquefied food items are subject to the liquid rule. Peanut butter, yogurt, frostings, sauces, and dips fall into this category and must meet size restrictions. Hard cheese is fine. Soft cheese counts as a spread. If you carry cultural or regional foods, research ahead of time because international re-entry rules, especially for agriculture and produce, can be stricter than TSA domestic rules. The fastest travelers are the ones who prepare for this before arriving at the conveyor belt instead of standing there reorganizing under pressure. 4. Changes in screening for jackets, footwear, and accessories. Travelers who still assume the old standard routine is always required miss out on several time-saving options. TSA PreCheck has expanded eligibility, and more airports now use computed tomography scanners that allow shoes and light jackets to stay on. However, 2025 introduces a clear material rule. Thick, oversized outerwear, metal heavy coats, and high-platform footwear must still be removed even in expedited lanes because they can obstruct imaging. Scarves, belts, and hats containing metallic fibers or large decorative pieces will also trigger scanners and force rescreening. By dressing with checkpoint efficiency in mind, you lighten friction at the lane. Slip-on shoes, minimalist belts, and snug travel layers speed you forward without creating bottlenecks. Accessories like travel pillows are also flagged more often now because people hide items inside them. Keep travel pillows loose and undeformed so security sees no tampering risk. These small wardrobe decisions impact your entire airport flow. 5. Smart bags must have removable batteries. Smart luggage became popular globally, but TSA rules tightened after repeated fire risk events. The updated 2025 guideline requires that all smart suitcases, GPS-enabled luggage, and power-assisted bags must have removable lithium batteries. If the battery is embedded with no removal option, the bag will not be accepted for check-in. You can still travel with it carry-on if the airline approves, but not in the cargo hold. For checked luggage, remove the battery completely and carry it into the cabin with you. If your luggage design is partially removable, such as a panel battery compartment, you must show it upon request. Travelers who ignore this rule lose both time and potentially their entire bag because some airports do not allow battery-disabled luggage to travel at all. Before flying, inspect your smart bag to verify compliance. A simple screwdriver and a small pouch for the battery solve the risk on travel day. 6 tightened rules on sharp items and everyday tools. The category most people accidentally violate is everyday tools. They forget certain personal gadgets technically qualify as sharp or hazardous objects. Disposable razors are allowed, but straight razors, utility blades, and knife-style grooming tools are not. Small scissors must have a blade shorter than 4 inches. Multi-tools with blades are confiscated unless blade-free. Camp utensils that appear harmless still fail inspection if they include a cutting edge. Even repair tools or hobby items like crochet cutters can be flagged. The reason theft or confiscation seems inconsistent is that interpretation is handled at each airport depending on how the tool is built. Your safest approach is to pre-pack these items into checked luggage or choose travel-safe alternatives designed for airline approval. One minor overlooked detail is the TSA response to souvenir blades or ceremonial objects purchased abroad. If you buy them overseas, ship them to yourself domestically rather than risk losing them at the checkpoint. Protection begins long before arrival at security. 7. Identity verification has expanded beyond physical IDs. Paper-based identity alone is no longer the primary screening method. In 2025, TSA is increasing reliance on digital identity verification using biometric checkpoints, digital driver licenses in TSA-approved apps, and face match systems linked to flight manifests. Some airports allow you to move through the line faster with a digital ID alone, but you must still carry a physical ID as a fallback. Smart gates verify not only who you are, but also that your boarding status matches active screening windows. If your face is partially covered by a hood, mask, or large sunglasses, the system pauses and requires manual confirmation. This does not mean you must submit to invasive measures. It simply allows for faster confirmation when the system recognizes your traveler status. Digital boarding passes must remain scannable, so protect your phone battery and brightness levels and avoid cracked screens that obstruct QR clarity. Identity technology is meant to accelerate movement, but it only works when travelers understand how to interface with it smoothly. 8. Duty-free purchases must stay in secure tamper-evident bags. Many travelers assume duty-free items are exempt from security screening, but that is only partially true. When a purchase includes alcohol, fragrances, or other liquid-based products, it must remain sealed inside a tamper-evident bag with the receipt visible through the packaging. Breaking the seal before the final leg of travel triggers the liquid rule again, and agents can confiscate the bottle even if you purchased it legally post-screening. This especially matters for multi-flight itineraries. If you pass through another security checkpoint during a layover, the seal and receipt must still be intact. You also cannot place duty-free alcohol in checked luggage during a connection because the chain of custody rules treat it as personal transport rather than retail storage. The tamper bag is not only a legal safeguard, it is your proof of compliance. Protect the seal until you reach your final destination. Understanding these TSA rules before arriving at the airport prevents last-minute chaos, confiscations, and unexpected repacking under pressure. A smooth airport experience is not luck. It is preparation that reduces friction at every step of screening. Review your electronics, verify your luggage battery, separate food and liquids correctly, and stay ready for identity checks whether physical or digital. If you found this video helpful and you want more travel clarity before your next flight, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Endario Travel.